A little while back, my wife and I finished building this little cabin here in the middle of the forest, but in its current state it's just a shell. It's not livable. It's missing access to water, electricity, a kitchen, shower, even the stairs are not built yet. So in this video, I'm going to share with you our plan to make this little cabin a fully self-sufficient tiny home. So how did we get here? Well, we've been living on the land already for a few years, on a cabin further away on a property. But we built this little module here about 6 months ago with the idea to make it fully self-sufficient and fully off-grid for maybe somebody to live in there, maybe somebody that could help us on the land, or maybe a little glamping accommodation, or simply as a guest accommodation. But it's been taking quite a long time, more time than we thought it was going to take. No progress on the account of simply life, being parents of 2 young kids, working full-time, and having simply the property and the land to maintain on the weekends as well. So it's a little bit longer than we anticipated, but now we're super keen to finish off that project and bring it to life. And everybody, I guess, will have their own idea of what an off-grid system or an off-grid tiny house might be. I mean, to me, it's a setup where you have your own electricity, or you can generate your own electricity. You have your own way of recuperating water, either from stream or from rain, and that you treat your black water and grey water in a way that is sensible to the environment. So I'm not forgetting how you feed yourself, of course. So without going too extreme, maybe a little garden in the front for some veggies. So I think those are the 3 plus the gardening kind of element, which would make this little setup completely off-grid in my mind, at least. So let's start with water. Water is probably the next big system I'm going to tackle. So the idea with water and how to make it off-grid in this case is that we'll be reliant from rainwater and mostly from the water that runs on both roofs. I'm not sure I'm going to connect the toilet roof because it's quite small. I'm not sure it's going to make much of an impact in water reserve. But I have a big water tank, or not that big, it's about 8,000 liter, which will be enough for a casual use of the cabin, I think. To refill, we're living in an area of the world where it rains quite a bit. So by putting some gutters on this roof and recuperating this water so that it goes in the tank, I think I'll probably be okay for a casual use reserve. The toilet system is already quite advanced. So I built a little cabin, elevated, so I could put the beans underneath. And I'm using a system from a company called GreenLoo. So it's a dry composting system where you have a fan that dries out whatever goes in, and has a bit of a recipient at the bottom to capture the liquid, which then gets evacuated. I'm still working on the evacuation trench, but once that's done, then the toilet is pretty much usable. So for electricity, I already have a couple of very small systems that I use. One is from Blue, the other one I don't even know the brand, but it's quite a small system. They could probably do the job for maybe spending a night, and so you can power on maybe a lamp, a laptop or a phone if you need to, but very small appliances. It probably wouldn't be, I mean, I know they wouldn't be enough as a constant source of power. I'll need something that plugs in to power on a pump to get the water where I need it to go, a few lamps, maybe a few appliances in the kitchen, etc. So I need a system that's a little bit more powerful. If you have recommendations for solar system, please leave me a comment on this video. I'll look it up. I'm looking for something that I could use, or somebody could use in the cabin, living full time there, that would recharge minimum amount of appliances, like I said, like a little pump and a few other things. So nothing big, but something that you'd be able to use like on a continuous basis. Yeah, let me know. So as far as the interior goes, it's pretty much a blank slate at this stage. So would love to give it a bit of a feel of a forest or log cabin. But yeah, so right now it's been painted inside and put in some cladding on the ceiling. But otherwise, it's just a blank canvas. So we'll probably end up putting a wood floor and then a stove somewhere in the corner here. And then after that, maybe a few shelves, tables, whatever you need to live full time in there. As to the why we're doing this, I think in this case it's more of a question of why not. We have a little land, we have the space, we have a little forest area where we could do this. And I've always been interested in creating something like that, a little self-sufficient module. Maybe instinctively that's something I wanted to create just in case everything goes wrong in the world and find ourselves, having to depend on our own capabilities and being self-sufficient. I don't think I am a prepper, but I'm also interested in building something like that for more of a, more philosophical point of view, a wellness point of view, providing somewhere where our friends or family or myself and my wife can just disconnect from this crazy world today of constant interaction with social media, with TV, with the phone, etc. So this will be like a little retreat area that we can just go to and relax. So that's pretty much it for today. I'm pretty pumped that we finally moved the water tank here in the back. So to me, it's a bit of a milestone. Finally, we're getting some water to the cabin. Everything is still to do. I still need to install the gutters and the piping so the water goes inside, and probably a base as well for the water tank. As you can see, it's a bit sloped at the moment, so not too good. So I'll probably build a base for it and put it leveled. But yeah, pretty happy with how that's evolving. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. We have plenty of interesting videos coming up if you're interested into that type of setup, DIY, off-grid, cabins, tiny house, etc. It will take a little bit of time for the house to be fully functional, but I think all the videos leading up to the full house or the full off-grid setup, I think will be interesting. Like I said, we'll DIY it and put some details on how we do it, but very open to comments and suggestions on how to do it better, or maybe decoration or systems or technical aspect of it. I read all the comments, so please don't hesitate to put stuff in there. Thank you very much, and we'll see you soon. A little while back, my wife and I built this little cabin here behind me in the middle of the forest. So a little while back, I built this little cabin in the middle of the forest, and it's still missing a few. Oh, come on, birds!